Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Tony Road Podcast. Today I have North Carolina basketball player Puff Johnson.
What happened?
How's it
You
going,
good?
man?
I'm chilling.
Hurt your toe. How's that feeling? You healing better?
Yeah, it's getting better. I just got an injection today, so I should be back out in probably less than a week.
Oh,
Back
that's good to
playing.
hear. That's
Yep,
great to hear,
yep.
man.
I
Ready
love
to
it
get
for
this
sure.
thing started, man.
For sure.
So, basketball venue. Are you most excited to play in?
What's called basketball venue I'm most excited to play in? That's the easy one. For sure. When fans are allowed, definitely the Duke North Carolina game.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I couldn't play in the first one because I hurt my foot, like we talked about. But uh, just that atmosphere because I went to a Duke North Carolina game where my brother played at North Carolina and at Duke, and that atmosphere with the crowd, and it's unbelievable. I left the gym, my ears are ringing. So I mean,
hmm
like something you'd never believe. Like when they played Zion, my older brother when they played Zion, I think the average ticket, not the average, but the most expensive ticket was around 10.5, 10,500. So
Dang.
yeah. Yeah, so it was definitely wild, but definitely the best venue I want to play in. The North Carolina Duke at Duke and at North Carolina, definitely the best rivalry in sports.
Yeah. Oh, I 100% agree. There was a game winner a couple of years. I think it may have been last year with Cole
Yeah,
Anthony, which was pretty
yeah,
crazy. If you remember that, that was nuts.
yeah.
hmm So, who's one player you look forward to guarding to in rather the college or the NBA level? Who's one player you've always wanted to guard?
One player I've always wanted to guard. I mean, you want to guard, you want to play everybody, but I think that has to that has to be I want to play against or with my brother in the
Uh-huh.
NBA. Like I think that would be pretty tough if we play with or against each other and we guard each other. I think that'd definitely be pretty tough. So that's probably the one person I want to guard in like a real game setting.
That would be really interesting to see too. I personally think that you guys are pretty similar. You guys have like a similar wingspan. You guys can both
For,
shoot threes,
for
and
sure.
I think that would be definitely interesting to see for sure.
For sure.
How did the nickname Puff come to be?
So ever since I was a kid, my mom gave me and my brothers nicknames when we were little kids, and I had a couple of them. And the nickname she nicknamed me Puffy. She says because I like Cocoa Puffs, but I don't know if that's the truth. I just think she's giving me a nickname, but ended up getting shortened to around kindergarten. I think I walked to school. My kindergarten teacher yelled out, "Call me Puff," and he called me Puff all the time. So ever since he started calling me Puff, all my classmates call me Puff in kindergarten. Then, boom,
It
just took
stuck.
off. Now I'm Puff. Yeah, now I'm just Puff.
Oh, that's an interesting story. Do you have any pregame rituals before games?
Pre-game ritual. 23rd Psalm. Sometimes I usually read that. Usually pray before the game. Uh, do my pregame stretches, my pregame workouts with my band, try to like loosen up my hips. Then usually just getting usually like probably like 3 or 4 hours before the game. You just get in a quiet place and just listen to music and just, you know what I'm saying, just lock in and um, just try to take care of what the task at hand.
Oh, nice. So you read the Bible, and what would you say your Bible favorite Bible verse is? Would you say Psalms
Um,
23?
Yeah, that one. And Romans. I forget it. Hold on. It's Romans something, but it's a good one. It totally left my mind too. Hold on, give me a second. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, take your time, man.
Romans 8:31.
I mean, 831.
Romans 8:30.
What's the one? I think it's Corinthians 5:7. My favorite one is we walk by faith, not by sight. But do,
Yes,
do
I like
you,
that one
yeah, what's it called? But that's really good to hear that, you do that before games. That really
for sure.
is.
For
I'm
sure,
sure
yeah.
not, because I'm sure not everyone does.
For sure. And Romans 8:31 is if God is for us, who could ever be against us? Yeah, I
hmm
love that one.
How was your adjustment between college ball and high school ball? Like, how was the transition from high school to college? And what are some of the major differences between the two?
So I'd say my the biggest transition. So I went to Moon High School my junior year, which is in the Whitfield, and then my senior year, I decided to go to this place called Hillcrest Prep in Phoenix. My brother got drafted to the Phoenix Suns, so I decided to go out there because it's a prep school. We play like the top prep teams in the country. So I feel like going there was a big help. It was almost like a bridge from normal high school basketball to college because I played against a whole bunch of college guys. Like, I'm not sure if you know, like Jalen Green and like all like
Hmm.
the top level to me, like top draft picks. Like, so I got to play in Zem last year, and yeah, it was definitely a good experience just because like you get to like pretty much get a feel for the athleticism of college basketball, and then you face the physicality of college basketball and you get to college basketball. But I say
Hmm.
the biggest is like the biggest difference is definitely just the physicality part and how much stronger everyone else is, and like you're not playing against like guys who are like smaller than you. You're playing against everyone that's like at your athleticism or more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and you asked me if I knew who Jalen Green was. He was supposed to go to. Isn't he not playing this year? Right? I think he's
Playing in
sitting out
he's
G
playing in
League,
G
right?
League.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
playing
yeah,
in
but
G.
that is yeah physicality though. The speed of the game too. I heard is a lot different as well.
Different, so much
Hmm.
fast, so much faster.
Hmm. Because when I go to games often, and because Cleveland's only 2 hours, and just sitting down there and watching them play, and just thinking like, how do people play in that?
Running
You know what I
fast,
mean?
yeah.
Like it's like so quick, so physical. Like Andre Drummond, I saw him. I went to a game earlier this year, and he just bullied Jonas Valanciunas, and I'm like, if I'm
Oh,
Jonas
drum,
Valanciunas, I'm just leaving. I'm sitting on the bench.
yeah, Drummond's tough, definitely
Mhm.
tough.
You narrowed your decision down. Why North Carolina did you pick there?
Well, in North Carolina, so I would say North Carolina definitely has the biggest, like, in my opinion, was definitely like one big family. So I felt like that was like home for me when I went on my visit. And the fact that my brother went here. So I had a lot of, I knew the coaches really well and a lot of trust in the coaches and what they do and the whole program, how it's run. So I feel like that was one of the biggest things. And also the fact that my brother went here and had a lot of success. And so I felt like it was like almost a blueprint laid out for me. So I felt like North Carolina was home too because I knew most of the players from when my brother was here. So I really felt like it was home.
Nice. Your brother played for Pitt, and your dad played for Pitt too. Despite not being able to play the other night, how was it returning to the Pete, but this time around in a UNC uniform?
Yeah, that's funny because I was thinking about that. So when we first landed in Pittsburgh, I was showing all my friends. I was like, because we landed in Moon. You know what the airport is? Airport to the
Nice.
Moon.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Landed in Moon. I was like, guys, like I was telling my teams, like, guys, like this is Moon Town right here. This is Moon Township. Like this is where I used to live. This is where I grew up. So like, I thought it was pretty cool that like we drove pretty much right by my high school because the airport's right by Moon High School. So we drove pretty much by my high school. We drove like 5 minutes from my house. So like it was definitely cool. Like telling them like yeah, like these are like the highways and streets I drive on. Like this is really
Hmm.
home to me. And so, and then returning to the Pete was definitely weird because I was telling a couple of my coaches, like, I remember being about sixth or seventh grade watching my brother up there, and I pointed to the seats I would always sit at. Those
Hmm.
are the seats I used to always sit at. So it's really weird being down here, but not even playing for Pitt, like playing for a different team. So I think it's pretty cool, honestly, just to see how it's like one big glance of how far I've came. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, man. Good answer there. What have they taught you to help you at the next level?
What is who taught me?
Oh, your brother and your father, since they
Oh,
both have experience in it.
Oh, for sure. My dad playing for Pitt, like he's always told us at a young age, he was like, I hope you guys get to experience what I experienced playing. And I was playing at such a big stage. Um, and the fact that my dad, even though my dad was a big man and me and Cameron aren't necessarily big men, it's still good because he had the experience and he knew what it took to get to the level. And then Cameron making it to the level, it really just showed me that it's possible for me to do just because like, yeah, my brother made it, but like we're kind of like the same like type of players. So I feel like that really gave me a boost of confidence and just learn from what he did and learn from his mistakes is a big thing. So like if he like when me and my dad watch games and watch his games, like he'll tell me what he's doing wrong and stuff like that so I can fix it when I play. And I'd just say him giving me like just talks and just talking to me about what I can do and like I said earlier, giving me the blueprint to what I can do at North Carolina and what coach wants. So definitely he's a good guide for me in my future.
Hmm. Thank you.
No problem.
Uh, well, what would you say your best attribute is on the floor?
My best attribute is definitely probably just scoring the ball, shooting the three, layups, mid range. I definitely say it's my best attribute right now, and just contributing on the offensive end and doing what I can. On defensive end, I said my best is probably being able to guard, point guard through power forward, guarding the 1 through 4, just because of my length and um, my speed and quickness to keep up with little guards.
Mm-hmm. What was it like transitioning from Mr. Kaufman to Mike Bibby, who was your coach at Hillcrest?
It was definitely a lot different. Actually, if you really think about it, it's not. They have they have a lot of similar mindsets, defensive mindsets, and even though Coach Bibby played in the NBA, he's still big on defense and player development. So we did a lot of skill work with both of them, and I feel like both of them really contributed a big part of my success, just because Coach Kaufman gave me the basis of how to play team basketball and how to play. Especially on the defensive end, how to play team defense. So I still talk to him all the time. Like, I'll
Mm-hmm.
call him after games, he'll call me after games, just because like we have that type of connection. I'll talk to Coach Bibby all the time also, and we text each other all the time, me and Coach Bibby, and he just tells me to work hard and be the hardest worker out there. And especially coming from him being one great NBA point guard, one of the best NBA point guards, like it really just shows that him putting that confidence in me and him thinking I can do it definitely helps me a lot. And I'd say Coach Kaufman, he's definitely big on skill, definitely big on defense, and that was a huge jump I took from going and start playing at Olsh my sophomore year to playing at Moon my junior year.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, Mike Bibby, he played for the Grizzlies, I think, a long time, and I think he was on the Heat at the tail end of LeBron. Well,
Yep.
LeBron's first year for Miami, I think he played for the Heat. I think so.
He was the point guard for the Heat.
Very good player. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is awesome that you got to have him as a coach though your senior year. That was
Sure.
definitely. Mm-hmm. What can we see out of you for the next 3 years at North Carolina?
What you'll see is probably someone who works hard on the offensive defensive end, gives it their all, and just develops and grows, gets stronger, just more consistent on and off the court. I'd say just becoming a better player and just becoming a better person, because that's something that Coach Williams really values is the people he recruits. So he wants good people and he wants them to be good off the court. So, I mean, that's what we all strive for, just being the best person we can be to others and just holding the North Carolina, as Coach always says, I'll take care of the name on the back if you take care of the name on the front. So we take care of the North Carolina, he's going to take care of our last name.
Oh wow, I've never heard that. That's very interesting to me. I think that's actually pretty awesome. That's probably why he's been. What's that?
He said,
I'll
take care of the name. You take care of the name on the front. He always tells us that.
Mm-hmm. That's probably why he's been in business for how many years now for them?
He's 7 now.
Yeah, I think he's like Leonard Hamilton from.
Yeah, Leonard's a little bit older. I think Leonard's like 72.
Yeah, he's another one that's been like in Florida State. They've been producing NBA players left and right, like Malik Beasley, Terrence Mann, Kemba Jelly.
Yeah, mm-hmm. They have deep NBA players.
Mm-hmm. I have one more question. What's it like playing in the ACC in particular, as that's like a premier basketball conference?
Oh, for sure. The ACC is definitely, in my opinion, the best basketball conference there is, just because of you have us, Duke, who are 2 of the 4 blue bloods, and I feel like it's just such a deep conference, and every single game you can't take it for granted. Like every single game you got to go out, like do your best. There's no off days. Especially a big thing that the coaches always tell us is that you are North Carolina, so you carry the legacy of North Carolina. So every single time a team wants to play you, it's their championship. Like if they're going to play some team like Wake Forest, like I said, like Syracuse plays Wake Forest, like Syracuse isn't going to be as up for Wake Forest as Syracuse will be playing at North Carolina, just because you guys hold the legacy. So you just kind of just carry that on and just give it your all out there, because you're playing for Michael Jordan, Kendall Marshall, like all of the UNC greats, James Worthy, like you're playing for them right now. So, and every team knows that when they come play us, that they're about to play the history of North Carolina, not just this North Carolina team.
Mm-hmm. Good answer. Yeah, thank you for that. And that's the last question I have for you.
Now, I'll catch you though.
Yeah, dude, it was nice talking to you too.
Yep, you can hit me whenever. You got my Snapchat now. You got me locked in. You can hit me whenever.
Yeah, and just one last thing. So the article isn't due for like a week and a half. So I'm not gonna have it done until probably next weekend. But as soon as I finish it up, or if I have any questions on like what photos
Yes.
I should use for the piece, I'll hit you up for those.
For sure. Yep. You good.
Yep. Thank you again for doing this, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem.